Okay, hello everybody and welcome. We've got a Mario Kart 64 150cc Skips All Cups race. We've got the number 10 seed Obiyo versus the number 6 seed Zoki. Both of these players come into the tournament with 2 wins and 1 defeat. This is possibly their final group stage match. Whoever wins this match will go to 3-1 and will qualify through to the last 8 bracket. The loser will move to 2-2 and will face a playoff against another 2-2 runner. The final spot in the last 8 bracket. Coming into this race, Zoki has a fastest tournament time of 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Obiyo has 30 minutes and 7 seconds, so only 8 seconds between the two of them, so hoping for a very close match. On LUIGI Raceway, Obiyo looks like he's done a pretty standard non-shortcutty style opener. We'll see if he's going to be messing any checkpoints at the end of this lap. Zoki went for the CPU jump and then the blue shell, which is what you do on the US version. Looks like Obiyo's just going to drive around LUIGI Raceway. Now he's going for the blue shell. Okay, so I'm guessing Obiyo's on the American version as well. So he's just going to do the blue shell skip at the end of lap 2. So Zoki's going to do that blue shell skip now. And Zoki's just skipped over half of the lap and just needs to go around the final corner. Obiyo's going to go for his blue shell skip. Being in first, the blue shell comes back and hits you. And you can use the fact that there's no hit detection in the US version between the tunnel, and you just fall through it. So, switch over to Zoki's audio since he's in the lead. So I'm not sure how happy Zoki is to be playing a skips race tonight. For anybody who's not been following the news, there was a new time trial skip discovered in Mario Kart 64 last night on Toad's Turnpike. So pretty much every man and their dog in this community has been playing some Mario Kart 64 doing this new Toad's Turnpike skip. Zoki's moved on and Obiyo both on Moo Moo Farm. This is a non-shortcut track. There are no known skips, so it's just a case of driving around, avoid the moles and get as fast a time as possible. Absolute top tier god level time is about a 109. Anything below a 115 is usually acceptable. I think Zoki will probably be aiming something like a 111, 112. And BO probably a little slower, probably looking at something like a 114 if they can avoid the moles. Zoki's got the boo, that's going to help him out. That means he can just activate his boo coming into this corner and then just drive over any molehills he likes without any risk of being hit. That's going to give Zoki a low 112. And the BO is coming around to the final corner of his race, and it looks like he's also going to get a 112. That's very, very good. Zoki moving on to KOOPA TROOPA Beach. KOOPA TROOPA Beach is also what we consider a non-shortcut track. There are no known skips on this track. There is, however, an intended alternate route, which is to jump off the ramp and go through the cave. We don't class that as a skip, though it can be a bit awkward to do. The CPUs have a tendency to leave bananas and fake items around that ramp or even on the ramp, which can be a very nasty surprise when you're trying to go for the jump there. Hopefully we don't get any of that kind of CPU shenanigans affecting either player. Zoki makes it in on lap 2. Going for an 8th place item glitch, didn't get it. There's a badly mapped polygon to the right of the finish line, where the game will briefly think you're in last place, and if you trigger an item while you're over that polygon, you can get an 8th place item when you're in 1st place. Obiyo missed it as well there. Zoki safely through the cave. They come around in something like a 121. See if Obiyo can make his final cave jump. Ooh, that ghost came in very handy. As you saw, there was a very nastily placed banana right on the lead up to the ramp, which he ghosted and drove right through. Obiyo gets a 122, and both players now move on to Calamari Desert. So Calamari Desert is a pretty RNG heavy track. Both players are going to be looking for probably a star. I mean, perfect RNG would be triple reds into a star, but a star in one of your first 2 items is pretty much the RNG you're looking for. Yeah, whenever I say no known skips, that can change by the day. I think we've had 4 new skips found in the last week, or 3 new skips and 1 variation to an existing skip. So it's been a bit crazy in the Mario Kart community. We've even had 1 new skip that works in time trials, and the last time we had a new time trial skip was probably about 5 years ago with the very famous Weather Tenko. So Zoki's going to drive into the tunnel. He's going to drive past where the finish line extends in the tunnel, turn around, activate his star, recross the finish line, and it counts as the lap. That trick only works if you do it on lap 1 or 2. If you try and do it on lap 3, you're just kind of wasting some time turning around in a tunnel. So Obiyo's got their star. It took a little bit more time to fish and get it. So Zoki's gonna, with a 120, he'll reset. We don't make the players watch the closing ceremony, so as soon as they cross the line, as long as they're in the top 4 on the last track of the cup, they can just reset and move on. New skip. So we've had new lap skips found on Royal Raceway that involve red or blue shells. Very difficult to do. I don't expect to see anybody doing it in this race. Very nice toast turnpike by Zoki. We've had a new lap skip discovered on Rainbow Road, which involves turning around at the start, and some very precise things involving red shells, which again I don't expect to see. We've had the right side shortcut on Yoshi Valley. We've had somebody find a way to trigger that by going along the left side, not the right side. And Toast Turnpike, we've kind of discovered a new strat, and well, I say we, somebody called Forest64 discovered a new strat on this track involving lots of shells and complicated stuff, which essentially allows lap skips. And then I believe Weatherton overnight worked on it a bit, and now we can do stuff in time trials which leads to 5-6 second laps. So the world record has come down probably by, I'm not even sure, by a minute. Maybe the shortcut world record's come down by today. It's now under 40 seconds NTSC for the 3 lap, that is. So it's been a crazy day. Every man and their dog in the Mario Kart 64 community has been playing Toast Turnpike shortcut today. People ringing in sick. Zoki, I think he would probably much rather be grinding for Toast Turnpike world records than playing his race at the moment. But he had a very nice 136 on Toast Turnpike. Anything sub 140 is good. Obiyo is having a much more tricky Toast Turnpike and is deciding to drive around. They'll probably give the shortcut another go at the start of lap 3 because they'll likely have passed through all the CPUs and be back into first by then. Zoki doing the well-known Frappy Snowland shortcut where you drive back to the bridge and jump from the bridge into the snow without touching the road, cross the finish line, out of bounds, get picked up by Lakitu, he puts you back on the bridge but a whole lap further ahead than where you were. Rinse and repeat until you're on lap 3, you get put down and then you just drive to the finish line. So Zoki with a 38, that's quite slow. I wasn't watching too hard on his lap 1, I was looking at Obiyo's Toad's Turnpike. I expect he probably clipped the road and ended up essentially doing 4 laps instead of 3. No, nobody's going for the shortcut strats on Toad's Turnpike yet. I mean, they're just being tested out in time trials. I can see them being used in 150 before long, but people need to practice it and figure out exactly what you're meant to do and how you're meant to do it. Yeah, my stream's frozen here. Just 1 second. See if we can get it back. Okay, it's coming back, so I can see Zoki again. Going for the big shortcut on Choco Mountain, doesn't get it. Going for the backup, gets a quick backup. Yeah. So Obiyo completing his Frappy Snowland, just needs to go from bridge to snow, cross the finish line a few times. See if Zoki can get the big shortcut on lap 3. Come on, clean over, beautiful. I absolutely love that shortcut, my favourite one in the game. There's a lot of shortcuts in this game which look a bit janky and a bit glitchy, but that jump on Choco Mountain, you just go sailing in the air, especially if you get a clean turn to the left and land back down on the road. So Zoki onto Mario Raceway. I believe he goes for red shells. So we'll probably see him stop at the first item boxes and turn around a little bit, try and see if he can get some red shells out of this. Gets his 3 red shells. Can he get a second set for safety? Gets a bolt. So what he's going to do, he's going to line up with the finish line, fire a red, drive into the red, and the red, if he times it correctly, will bounce him over the wall right behind the finish line. So he missed his first one, he was a bit too far away when he hit the red. Second one, he was a little bit too close. Timing on this is pretty precise because you only just clear the wall, so you need to hit the red at the right speed at the right distance away so that you get to the wall pretty much at the top of the arc of the red shell bounce. So now Zoki finds himself in 8th place, quite far behind, and he faces the dilemma now of whether to go for the red shell skip again. If he goes for the red shell skips with these reds, and again if he misses them all, he'll almost certainly rank out on this track. So he's committing, he's going for it, he's lining it up, bit more to the left. Triple taps, goes, hits, gets it, needs to do it one more time. No, okay, so he decided just to throw it away and bolt the CPUs, just to guarantee being able to finish in 4th place. I think that's a sensible thing to have done. But he's going to come round with something like a 1 minute 44, which really, if you just drive completely non-shortcut, you're probably looking at about a 114, 115 on that track. So he lost the best part of 30 seconds going for those shells. So there's a bit of time that Obiyo can make up here on Mario Raceway. Zoki going for one of the most annoying tracks in the game, Wario Stadium. These wall jumps, they can either be the easiest thing in the world or the most difficult thing in the world. It's a good start by Zoki. He's made 3 of his 6 jumps so far. There's the 4th one. There's his 5th jump. Just one more jump left. If you can get sub 30 seconds, that's excellent. Wow, 24 seconds. That may be the fastest Wario Stadium of a tournament so far. I don't remember seeing anything faster than a 24. That's pretty fantastic. Just that one miss on the first wall on the second lap, I believe it was. But it got back over quite quickly. So Obiyo sitting onto these 3 reds. Is he going to go for it? He's going for his red shell skips. Gets the first one. Very nice. So if he goes and gets the next one, he'll make up quite a bit of time on Mario Raceway. And Zoki got a 1 minute 44. That's a bit too far away. He's got one more chance at it. Needs to back up a little. Right. So Obiyo's just going to have to drive around. He will still save a little bit of time on Mario Raceway, but he could have been saving 30 seconds. He'll probably be saving 6 or 7. And it's going to be very, very difficult for him to save any time on Wario Stadium with that 24-seconder by Zoki. Zoki is saying hello to a penguin. Sherbet Land is no skips today. Whether it will be no skips still next week, with the way things are going, we're not entirely sure. That penguin hit only really cost Zoki about 2 seconds. In the scheme of things on a skips run, it's very minor. But it is annoying when you get non-shortcut mistakes. You always kind of... Losing 2 seconds on a non-shortcut track feels just about as bad as losing 15 on a shortcut track. So Obiyo's setting up. So one more lap to do. And he's already losing a little bit of time here, but if he can make this jump, he'll... Oh, nearly went for the ballerina 720 spin jump. And follows it up with a quick 540 on the ground. Into a triple backflip. Into a, wow, 540 side jump. There we go, 54 seconds, so 30 seconds lost on Wario Stadium. That was... he was a hair's breadth away from being about 20 odd seconds quicker. Again, Wario Stadium can be the most annoying track in the game. You can do 2 of your laps in 7 seconds, and the next one can take you 40 seconds. So Zoki's on Royal Raceway. He's just going for boring old shortcut strats, not doing any of the fancy new shell stuff, which was found a few days ago, which feels very old now, since we found about 93 more shortcuts since that day. So he's just going to head over to the right side of the polygon seam. Game thinks he fell off at the top of the ramp, so puts him back at the top of the ramp. Then drive off the left. And the game will think that he fell off the road down by that end of the lake, and put him back on the road. Drive to the finish line. Should get a lap about 34 seconds. And then do it all again on the last lap. Except on the last lap he also has a shroom, so he'll shroom to the finish line. Oh, he used the shroom because he was a bit on a bit of a janky line approaching that shortcut, so that shroom just kind of guaranteed he'd hit it. Loses him about 1 second because he can't use it for the finish line. Oh, Obiyo taking an ice bath. And you have to wait for that ice to shatter before you can go, otherwise you'll spin out. But that was clearly just a bit of sandbagging to get the star. He'll have lost about 8 seconds from falling in, and then should gain about four of them back maybe with the star, 3 or 4. So Zoki's on to Bowser's Castle. This is a track that can be very difficult. If it all goes well, it's all nice and easy. The thwomps are on cycles, so you kind of know where they are. As soon as one thing goes wrong, it can escalate incredibly fast on this track. You just need a CPU to have left a banana in the wrong place, so you spin off into the lava, and then all your thwomps are off cycles, your CPUs are all in the way, and when the CPUs are close to you, they get very aggressive, and they start throwing bananas and dropping fake items all over the place. Track gets absolutely littered with junk, and it becomes very easy for even good players to rank out when that happens. But Zoki's just going to be hoping for a nice boring Bowser castle where nothing really goes wrong. So this swamp room should be pretty okay. A couple of awkward bananas, but he should remember just to stay left on that section for the last lap. So Zoki with a fake item box, he has a favourite place for dropping this in multiplayer, just slightly down that drop, which has killed many a player in multiplayer. Zoki, one of 3 people who's attended every single European Kart Championships 2013 to 2019. He's also visited the US and won their VA Championships twice in 4-player versus. A highly decorated player. Only about an hour and a half ago he was getting a world record on Toad's Turnpike. It's been beaten by Abney in the meantime, and to be honest, in the last 20-30 minutes I've been watching this, it could have been beaten again. Not by Zoki, of course, unless he's playing this with his feet while he's really grinding Toad's Turnpike with his hands. Leo's having a pretty nasty looking Royal Raceway here. So this really hasn't been Obiyo's race, to be honest. A lot of things have gone quite wrong for him in it, but again, it won't be the end of his tournament. Even if he loses this match, Obiyo will move to 2-2, where there'll be 6 players who finish with a 2-2 result out of the group stages. Those 6 players will play 3 matches. Well, each of them will play 1 match, but they'll be paired into 3 pairings, and the winners of those 3 matches will join the 5 players who have either a 4-0 or 3-1 results into the top 8 elimination bracket. The winner of this match will move to 3-1 and will guarantee their position in the elimination bracket. So Zoki's going for DKJP. He looks like he's trying to set it up the fast way, but missing it. So you kind of clip through the polygon seam, cross the finish line, and then land back in the cave, just like that. And that counts as having done a lap. Right up to the finish line. So you see Zoki got a last lap of 6.5 seconds there. Obiyo's onto Bowser's Castle. Looks like he's had a pretty nice first lap. Players probably looking to see laps in the 37 or 38 second range. So 37.5 by Obiyo, it's very good. Zoki moves on to Yoshi Valley. So what we're going to see Zoki do is go to the right, go along what in non-shortcut is the slowest path, the path which nobody ever takes. Going along this path does something to mess up some of the checkpoints, and you can drive from here, hit the wall, bounce to the left, and you basically cross the finish line in midair, because the finish line extends out across the canyon a little. So he's been put down. He's actually halfway through lap 2 at the moment, and he's going to keep one of those shrooms, and he's going to use that shroom to do a different shortcut at the start of lap 3. So Zoki's going to cross the finish line, and he's going to slow down. He's going to find a specific spot, then he's going to turn to the left, and he's going to look across the canyon, and there's going to be a tree, and it's going to make a V shape with a crack in the wall. He's going to shroom, jump across, hit a dark crack, bounce to the left, and when Lakitu puts him down, boom, race is done. 1 minute 2 seconds. Bio's coming around to the end of the Bowser Castle, going to get a 157. It's a very respectable Bowser Castle. Bio's moving on to Special Cup. I think they selected 50cc. Yep. That would have been quite slow. Zoki moves on to Banshee Boardwalk. This track is no skips, just driving around trying not to fall off. So let's have a look at Obiyo, see how Obiyo does on their DK. So you're going to turn around, go back into the cave, and find their own mark. Everybody has their own mark. Was going a bit YOLO on that one. People normally slow down, set it up, line it up. So Obiyo's just going to go. They're going to fall into the water, but that's going to be fine. It's just a little slower. Lakitu will put them down at the bottom of the cave, but they're now at the end of lap 1. Drive back up to the top of the cave. Ooh, Zoki getting bolted, but staying on the track. So that's going to be another lap done for Obiyo. Just needs to do that skip one more time. Ooh, Zoki a bit all over the place there, but keeps it on track. And Obiyo is going to finish up with something around the 1 minute mark. Just needs to go back up the cave and across the finish line. It's going to be a 102. High 101. Zoki's got a boo. The boo is really nice on Banshee Boardwalk. You'll probably see him use it just as he comes into this zigzag section here. Ooh, it's a bit risky to keep it. So he was going to keep it just to react by the looks of it, but sometimes when you fall off that drop, there's a fake item just waiting for you and you just drop straight onto it. But it all worked out okay for Zoki. He got bolted, which cost him 4 seconds. But other than that, everything was fine. So it looks like Obiyo's sandbagging, looking for some triple red shells. You normally want to pick those up when you're in 5th place. It's a low percentage in 8th, but kind of got a bit lucky there on the RNG. So they're going to do the same shortcut that Zoki did on the last lap, but we're just going to do it 3 times. Ooh, too far to the right, so that has not worked. You can tell it didn't work because they didn't bounce to the left, and as you see, they're still on lap 1. Zoki makes his Rainbow Road jump. Gonna be looking for some green shells. Okay, so that one's going to work for Obiyo, so Obiyo will get put down and be on lap 2. And do that one more time, and then we'll probably go for the right side skip afterwards. Oh, didn't press jump in time. That's horrible when that happens. I do that quite a lot when I try and do that shortcut with a star. So Zoki's got 4 green shells. If I was him, I would be very tempted to throw the 3 greens away and just keep the single green. But that's just because I'm horrible at doing the green shell skip with triple greens. Okay, so Obiyo's made his jump on the right side. Just needs to drive around the last half of a lap. So Zoki, he lines up very close to the fence. He's about the only player who does this. Hides the green, so it hooks the fence. Yeah, very nice. So what that's going to do is the green shells, when you hit them, you kind of maintain your forward momentum. If you did that with a red shell, you just kind of drop straight down. But a green shell, you keep sailing, so you cross the finish line in midair. And then Lakitu puts you back where you came off the track, so you essentially skip an entire lap. So Zoki just needs to do that green shell one more time now. That's a bit slow. Is he going to catch up? Yeah, that was a very awkwardly paced red. I think it ricocheted earlier because the greens don't fire like the same as the single. They kind of snag onto the fence a little bit, so you get uneven throws, especially when you're as close to the fence as Zoki is. You should find it a lot easier with this single green. See, it goes with a lot more speed. Yeah, just caught up with it. And so he's going to pass the finish line almost underneath the track rather than to the side. So Zoki has a habit of not just driving to the finish line, but actually going for the green shell skip again on lap 3. I'm glad to see him just drive to the finish this time, though, and he gets a 29.44, which is his best time of the tournament, and that means he moves to 3 wins, 1 defeat, and that will mean Zoki gets his automatic spot in the top 8 of the bracket. So Obiyo is now on Banshee Boardwalk. Ooh, Obiyo is no longer on Banshee Boardwalk, but Lakita will rectify that. It's back on Banshee Boardwalk. When things start to go wrong in Mario Kart 64, it's very easy to get a little bit tilted. And one mistake can follow another, and you kind of just feel like the game has it in for you. I think that's been one of those runs for Obiyo. You saw in their last match, Obiyo finished with a 30.07. This one's going to be a few minutes slower than that. Oh, that banana. Firing those green shells forward is a risk, but managed to avoid getting hit by them. Hello, Zoki.
Hey, well.
Congratulations.
Have I won? What happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a little bit awkward, but it's fine. Yeah. So that was a nice run. I'm a bit disappointed you didn't go for lap 3 green shell as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot about it. Oh, I didn't have it. I don't think I had it. Yeah, I missed the two green shells there, and it's not easy for me to do it with the triple ones.
Yeah, I was saying if I was you, I would have just thrown those triples away because you had the single green in the pocket. I'd have thrown those away and seen if I could got another single green.
I was thinking about doing this, but
you got the first of your triple greens, which was quite impressive because they fire so inconsistently.
Yeah.
I think you're going to need to practice Mario Raceway Reds a little before your next match, though.
I usually practice this for match, so yeah, it's actually not that hard, but you need some practice for it. For the match, this I do, and yeah, with this new TURNPIKE shortcut, I didn't do it, so yeah, it was not
wow, Obiyo's going for the red shells. On Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road?
Yeah. Oh, I think he's got it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Obiyo's doing a newly found skip. Oh, I think he's got it again. So we're watching for the progress bar. The progress bar should jump to the right-hand side. As soon as it does, he'll hold back and B to essentially go into reverse, and then he gets a whole lap skip from doing that. This is fantastic. Did that one work? I'm not sure about these colours. This is legendary anyway.
Yeah, I actually tried this in practice, and it's 30% that to get over the fence, but it's definitely not easy to go for skip run. It's pretty bad.
Okay, so I don't think he got it on that one, but he definitely got it on the first of the 3 reds. So that's the first time that skip's ever been used in a race. And he's now looking for greens, but he's going to have to hurry because the CPUs are going to come past him.
How was his run?
So Obiyo's run was not the prettiest of runs, shall we say. There were a lot of issues throughout. It looked like just one of those runs where things just wouldn't go right for him.
And because I remember he got like below 30. Yeah, I was looking at my timer thinking it could be close.
Okay, so Obiyo has finished. Obiyo will move on to a record of 2-2, which means Obiyo faces another of the 2-2 players in a winner-takes-all match to get through to the final 8. Yeah, so Zoki, you're gonna go through in the 3-1s. So you're gonna be behind Smurfy. That time puts you ahead of Lewis, though. It's between you and Lewis, depending on who's going to be 4th seed and who's going to be 5th seed.
That doesn't matter because we 4th seed plays 5th seed, so it's against points.
Okay, yeah, so it makes no real difference to you then whether you're 4th or 5th. So looks like you're going to be facing Lewis in the knockout rounds, which is interesting because he's a bit of a madman. You never really know what he's going to try.
Yeah, exactly. He can get a great time and he just collapse.
And
I guess that's much different.
Obiyo is going to be facing either Super Viper, Kazuya, Armin, myself, or the winner of Hattock and KT. So I think we've only got 3 matches left in the 4th round of the group stage. We've got the big match at the top between Abney and Matthias. I think they're playing on Saturday. Then we've got Hattock and KT, another big match to decide who makes the last 2-2 spot. And there's also a match for the wooden spoon between Mr. Pitt and I, Matty, to see who finishes bottom of the tournament. So kind of all the matches left in this 4th group stage have something to play for. So are we going to be getting a BO in here or not? Okay. I'd expect he might not be too happy with his run, so your Warrior Stadium, 24 seconds. That might be the fastest of a tournament so far.
Yeah, I think this is my golden split there, so I have to just I think two times I hit 5 out of 6 and then got stuck on the last one. And yeah, now we're finally I just one miss.
The only slight slowdown you had was not making it over the first wall on lap 2, but you got over it straight away after with a triple tap. I don't believe I've seen anything faster than a 24, and I've been watching most of these races, so that was very good.
I've been practicing quite a lot. It's basically so because it's the first track of the cup.
I've been practicing it. I played it 60 times, and I was getting times from like 23 seconds to like 140 seconds. It was just a complete. It didn't matter how many times I practiced it. My times didn't get any more consistent. It was just splattergun. Yeah, you might as well just randomly throw a dart at a wall and see where it lands. It was pretty horrific.
Yeah, I think we saw some horrific runs even in the tournaments, like 2 minutes or something. I remember, I think it was Armin, wasn't it? He in practice, he was just landing everything, and then you come to the tournament and just on the last lap, you just stuck there forever.
So I think we'll wrap it up there. Congratulations on the win, Zoki. You get to put your feet up and watch the 2-2 players play off in the next round.
I'm looking forward to see Matthias versus Abdi, but it might not be the best because they're doing the time. Sometimes, so I don't know how that ends up.
Yeah, I think they're scheduled for Saturday now. I believe that's what I saw in the Discord. Actually, I've got the tournament sheet up now. Matthias Albany, it says it is August the 8th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that is Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. The numbers 1 and 2 seeds, 2 players with 3 wins and 1 defeat, will be playing then. What other matches have we got? We got I, Matty and Mr. Pitt playing on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Loser of that gets the wooden spoon. And Hattick and KT are scheduled for Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. The winner of that will be in the 2 and 2 playoffs. Just one final congratulations, Zoki. Thank you everyone for watching. Join us on Friday then. 1 match Friday, 2 matches on Saturday. I think they're still to be scheduled yet, but in terms of the channels, but I'm sure they'll get up there in the next day or 2. Just give everyone a quick reminder to follow the runners. We have Obiyo SRL and Kizo741. So Zoki goes by the name of Kizo. If you want to give me a follow, you can do. If you like to hear an Englishman swearing and failing. And if you want to know a little bit more about the tournament, there's a badly typed command in chat. There's links to the bracket, the schedule, and the Discord in there. For me, Danger Malt, wishing you good night and take care.